What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Kind of some things that are changing. Notice the warning banner down there. Today, we're actually going to be talking about motivation and discipline and the difference between them. Um, I'm sure a lot of you guys know that we cuss. That's who we are. We're not going to change that for anyone. But last weekend, we had a lot of fun on our podcast. It was something that all of us actually enjoyed, but we did get a few complaints. Now, while we do believe feelings are validated for you, I also want you to remember if you feel offended by anything we say, that is a you problem. The only time someone could be offended by something is if they themselves feel that they are being called out. So, with that said, we're going to get the podcast. I've got not my final form up here, ready to rock and roll. I've got two vets. I've got Kevin. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. So, y'all prepare for the show as I add them all on stage. We're going to keep him off for right now. Two vets, not my final form. Welcome in. We're waiting on Kevin. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about the difference between motivation and self discipline. Okay. To me, motivation, it's not really, I I don't really believe it. What's up, Dwayne? Welcome in. I don't really believe motivation is a permanent thing. I believe it's a temporary thing. Without self discipline, motivation doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What do you
absolutely.
what is your opinion on that?
I kind of think the same way a little bit. Like, you can't necessarily be motivated to do something if you don't want to get up and go fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no amount of watching inspirational memes or your favorite influencer or whatever the case may be, your favorite anime. No amount of doing that is going to motivate a person into doing something they don't want to do. If
I
that makes sense.
full agreement. Two vets, you got anything to add there?
Well, I personally think that both of them go hand in hand. Um, you do have to have, you know, the motivation, to do it. Whether that be you're you're down in a rut and it's one of those I want to change. I've hit that rock bottom. Something has to change. That would be your motivation, and then the discipline allows you to keep moving forward to get that change made. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Okay,
Hmm.
so an argument could be there. Okay, so I get what you're saying by basically saying, you're down and out. You have to hit a breakthrough where you're like, "Fuck this, I'm done. I want to change." Right?
Right.
But the problem is, ooh, I think we got Kevin back. Oh, my bad. All right, so
There
where I
he is.
where I get what you're saying. Okay. Wow,
He's
why did it
back.
zoom out? It like zoomed out of my camera like big time. I get what you're saying on that end. Um, with the whole breakthrough and all that. But the thing is, in prison, as it was said last night during our meeting, when you're in prison, you don't want to go back to prison. So the whole time you're in prison, you're like, I'm gonna change my ways. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna be a better person. Da 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 da. But then 3 weeks later, you're right back to square one. Back to slanging drugs and doing stupid shit. Right? Okay. That motivation while you're in prison that you have that, hey, I don't ever want to do this again. I don't ever want to be here again. Which I do believe that was I believe that was not my final forms argument on that as well. My personal opinion is the motivation only lasts as long as you want it to. In other words, when that really hard work pops in, such as you're out, for me it's lifting weights. You're out lifting weights, you're doing that. That's great until that pain starts to hit in. Oh fuck, this hurts. This sucks. Damn, I don't want to get up in the morning and go to the gym and work out for 30 minutes or however long you decide to work out. You see what I'm saying? So
Oh,
How?
absolutely. But also at the same time, that's where they do go hand in hand. You know, the discipline is the catalyst in that car that allows you to keep moving forward. If you don't have that discipline, you're not going to be able to keep that motivation to keep moving forward.
Anyone have an argument to that? I'm
I
waiting to
don't
hear
have anything.
Kevin's.
I'm waiting to hear what Kevin's got to say. I want to hear it.
I think Kevin, your mic's not working because you're not talking. I can read your lips. He just said shit, guys. He said shit.
Yeah,
Still
that's
nothing.
because he doesn't have that's because he doesn't have an argument.
No, he has an argument. I know Kevin.
Oh,
He definitely has an argument.
I know.
Kevin always has an argument. You there? Sorry, guys. We're having some technical difficulties on Kevin's side.
Technical difficulties or user error.
It's technical difficulties. Like, I'm out. Nothing. I think your mic died. I keep hearing a chipmunk, though. It's like, dip, 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 dip,
A
dip.
chipmunk?
Right after he talks, it happens. Dip, 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 dip.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Talk real quick, Kevin. See?
Yeah.
Kevin, use your words.
I'm pretty sure the chipmunks might be able to understand you. Let me go get them. He bounced out. Alright, so anyways, my argument here on that is, okay, so yeah, I get what you're saying. Motivation and discipline go hand in hand, but I believe motivation is fake. I'm sorry, I believe motivation fake. Yeah, it's just like, go clean your room or I'm gonna whoop your ass. Your motivation is you don't want your ass whooped, so you can go clean your room, right? But as an adult, really, what consequences do you have of not working out?
What consequences do you have of not working out?
Yeah, say you
I
don't want to
mean,
go. You don't want to go to the gym that day. What consequences do you have if you don't go?
feeling like
None.
shit the next day. That's one consequence. Especially if you're going, 4 or 5 days a week. Going to the gym makes a person feel good sometimes. In my opinion,
I
it does. It does me.
I am on permanent vacation. You told me that I don't have to PT since I've gotten out of the military. I don't have to PT. You know,
I respect
and
that.
I mean now, you know, I have the theory only the wicked man runs.
All right.
So for some, that motivation could be a possible disorder. Like maybe you have a heart condition and your doctor's saying, hey, it's time for you to lose weight. Speaking of which, I actually got to share this out. I just remembered this. Give me 1 second, guys. I totally forgot I had to share this shit out. Oops. But yeah, for anyone watching, anyone viewing, please share the live out. Let's get some more people in here, so that way, hopefully, other people can benefit from this as well. It mean the world to me. I'll tell you that right now. But like you guys said, what's stopping anyone from saying, "Fuck this, I ain't doing it," versus in the military, your motivation was you don't want that drill sergeant on your ass, right? Tell me I'm wrong. I'm waiting for
See,
anyone.
I don't think it's wrong, no. Because you're absolutely right. You don't want to have someone constantly down your fucking ass if you're not getting up to do something. That's kind of that's a motivator. But I mean, if you don't have the discipline to continue with it after that, once you get out, then it's
It's
all about
really
discipline, in my
surprising.
opinion.
It's really surprising. We have
What's
no one
that?
over there on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't gotten any comments on the live chat over on Facebook. So,
Oh, you're live over there too?
I actually was planning on it 2Vets, but I forgot to load it, so that's my fault. Yeah, I'm live over on Facebook and on YouTube.
You had one job.
2Vets. I didn't have the motivation to do it, nor the self-discipline.
That sounds like a personal problem to me.
Anyways, let's try to stay on topic. So, not my final form. Or, yeah. If you guys don't know who that is, do me a favor. People are motivated by fear. In this case, fear of failure. That's a good point, Mohawk. And I would really love to get you in the show sometime, just so you know. And if you're more than welcome, I can get you on right now. But
Well, I think the only person that could say whether he's welcome or not is you. Now, if he would like to oblige, he can send the request.
So we actually do have a comment. I didn't realize there was people over on Facebook, but we actually do have a comment over here. It says, I think it's more about setting goals and holding yourself accountable, so there's the difference right there. And I'm glad someone finally brought it up, because that's actually what I was waiting on, is accountability. Okay.
Bingo.
Motivation is fake, in my opinion. It's accountability, holding yourself accountable to your goals and your actions. You know, you can be motivated. You can say, oh, well, this person motivated me to do this, but is it really that person that actually did it? Or is it or is it give me 1 second. Kevin, take over, or Chris, take over.
Kevin still can't hear us. Sorry for the laughing, guys, but Nick's got something going on, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think motivation and discipline is. I'm not saying that motivation is fake necessarily. I just don't think it's going to take no amount of motivation is going to make a person do what they don't want to do. And that's what we were talking about earlier while Kevin's still trying to get his microphone fixed and whatever Nick has got going on. So, 2Vets, what do you got, bud?
Well, I will say this, though. Anybody that has listened to Kevin or that knows him in any sort of way, the fact that he's having, mechanical issues with his mic.
I can hear him now.
See?
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Can
you
you hear
now.
me?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Thank God I'm out of here. See you all later.
As soon as I started talking shit, he gets it fixed.
Oh my god! First off, I was saying earlier I want to apologize. I was late, and it's probably for all the dog care. I was wrestling with their wife before I got on. Just for the dog. Oh man, that was rough. That makes me just want to leave. I'm just done. Like fuck, I'm out.
But so I'll actually take lead and take point on this one. Kevin, what we've talked about up to this point, the difference between motivation and discipline. What are your thoughts on the both of those?
Well, I mean, motivation. I mean, I don't know. I kind of think motivation is a little horseshit, because I think people they say, "Oh, I need motivation to do this, I need to do that." Well, if your why isn't strong enough, the motivation ain't gonna do shit. Like, you got to have a purpose. You got to have a reason to do something. Like I see motivation as being, "Hey, there you go, there he is." So I see motivation as more or less like uplifting. Oh, you can do. You got this. Great job. You're. Be positive. I think that's the difference. Like, I think really the real motivation, quotations, is your why. If your why is strong enough, there's nothing that's going to stop you. So, and that's why, and I don't give people too much shit for, it might take a long time to start something. It might take, like, oh, you waited this long to do this. Well, it's just the time wasn't right. I said before, I think I said in a video, is like when the risk of staying the same outweighs the risk of change, that's when you're going to change.
Well,
like
the thing is,
when you've had enough, you've had enough. That's the motivation you need. Really, is motivation is more or less, you know what? I'm tired of being like this, or I'm tired of not doing this. I'm going to change it. But all the positive talk in the world. Hey, you're great. You got this. You can do anything you want to do. It's all horseshit.
Don't do shit.
Right? Because think about it, we've all done this, and I've been the same thing. Someone could tell you over, and you have 40 people tell you over and over and over, like, like, you got this, you can do it. But until you really think so, you're not going to do anything.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I'll actually say this. I mean, I could say that I want to be, you know, I want to do a job that requires, height. I was like, I want to be a state trooper. Back in the day, whenever I was young, you had to be a certain height to, to do that job. You know,
Tell that
let's
to
be
Missouri.
let's be real. I'm only 5 foot nothing. I am knee high to a grasshopper. I was like,
Damn.
that ain't gonna be very, feasible for me.
So, okay, sorry. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Damn.
But
Mm-mm-mm.
but I would definitely agree with you. I mean, yes, having the motivation, but the biggest point that I want to drive is motivation. Is motivation and discipline go hand in hand with each other. Your X needs to be bigger than the Y.
I don't believe motivation is what you're looking for. I believe self-accountability is the word you're looking for, because motivation is bullshit. Okay, self-accountability should be your motivation, and should drive your self-discipline to go somewhere. Like it was said earlier, your why has to be your reason to keep going. Okay, your reasoning being, I'm sick and tired of being stuck in the dirt or stuck in the situation I'm in. It's time for me to change and move on. That's not motivation. That's holding yourself accountable for the fuck ups you did. Okay, now having a cheerleader, that could be motivation. Yay, let's go. That that could be motivation. I really.
That was me.
I'm like,
I don't know. Don't ask why it came through as yours. I have no idea.
I'm sorry. Yo, I did not make that comment. So any comments that come from my side, it's him.
That was me. I didn't realize it did that.
But
What happened?
somehow he commented and it came out Empowered Mindset.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck? So,
the next offensive comment is coming from Desert.
Real quick, I just want to make it known I have ADHD. Okay, so when I see a squirrel, I'm gonna chase it like a dog. Okay, ask Bosco, he knows. Okay, Bosco, tell him we chase squirrels here. Oops.
So
But,
cool.
Squirrel. Ball.
So now that your mic is working, Kevin, I'm sure you got some thoughts, and you actually have the ability to use your words. So I'm going to go ahead and digress to you.
So what I'm going to say is, what do you mean by he has his mic working and he has thoughts? There ain't a thought in that man's brain. We all know this. His thoughts fly out the seat of his pants. So you got to bring him back to whatever conversation you want his thoughts to be about, man.
Yeah, we were talking about.
That's like, hey, Kevin, I want your thoughts on this idea I have.
Well, like right now, I'm like, so you want me to continue talking about the recipe for brownies that we were talking about a minute ago, or what? Like, what fuck talking
yes.
about? Well, I ain't got one.
Get that recipe.
But no, I mean, if we're talking about the the motivation, like the motivation. Honestly, I agree with Desert. I think motivation, honestly, it's false. I think people use the term motivation a lot to say, "Oh, I need this to motivate me." Where, in all honesty, you're like, your purpose in life should be the motivation, so to speak. Like, you should not have to have somebody come to you and say, you can really do this. You got this. You're great. You should know about yourself. You should know that about yourself. And sometimes it takes a long time to be able to be confident and actually think you deserve something. That's one of the hardest things about this whole process of growth, was actually believing that you deserve something. Throughout your whole life, think about it, it's your entire life, you've always been, if you're wrong, you're always corrected. Like in school, raise your hand, don't speak out of line. If you do one thing wrong, you're screwed for it. So since birth, pretty much, you've pretty much been wired to think that everything you do is going to be wrong, right? So you automatically, you don't think that you're not confident, you can't do something, and then you keep doing all this shit wrong. You think you don't deserve things. Well, at the end of the day, the motivation is really, it's more or less when you're confident and when you think you deserve something. That's when you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to go after this, and it's going to be hard, right? But the motivation aspect, like we talked about last night, Tony Robbins, right? Tony Robbins, he's a motivational speaker, right? Now, the reason I like I do like Tony Robbins, because here's the thing, he tells you, hey, you can do this. You're not a piece of shit. Like, he tells you that, but then he goes into the whole mindset change, the mindset you need, and that's where it is. So yes, he kind of captures your attention with, you can do this. And I think that it kind of correlates. You can use a positive, like, you can do anything you want, but you have to shift your mindset and think this way and this way. That I think's fine, 100%. But just for someone to say, I need someone to tell me I'm great so I can do this. No.
Yeah, that's horseshit.
You can have anyone tell you you're great and you can do whatever the hell you want. But the fact of the matter is, I could tell Two Bets right now, Two Bets, you could sprout rings out your back and fly. Let's do this. Come on. Does that mean it's going to happen? No.
I want to see that.
What would happen is he would have to build said wings, which put in the work. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? That goes back to the conversation me and Two Bets had. Two Bets, you remember the conversation about the difference between a mindset coach and a motivational coach.
Absolutely.
There's a big difference. One's more positive. A mindset coach is going to be in your face saying, this is what you need to do to fix it. You don't fix it, that's on you. A mindset coach should hold their people accountable. Whereas a motivational person, they're just going to try to motivate you to do better, either in production, in fitness, whatever. That'd be more motivational.
I mean, so I'm going to chime in and say it really depends, on the situational dictation. Back in 2019, I was institutionalized with mental health, and I had some thoughts that were very intrusive, and I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to be here. I knew that.
Like shit.
Like I just thought, this is what life has to offer. I am a useless, trained weapon, and it was to the point where I reached out and I knew I needed help.
Thank you, Beth.
But also at the same time, it's one of the, I think that's where the motivation and the discipline come in hand in hand with each other. You have the motivation, you have the accountability to stay on, on topic of what you're wanting to do, but that discipline also comes into a factor as well, to keep pushing forward so you can make that change. And 6 to 7 years later, you never would have known.
Real quick, no offense, but I need to put a plug out there real quick for anyone on Facebook or YouTube. If you would do me a huge favor, okay, go check out Mohawk Wyatt's Creations on TikTok. Also, go check him out on Facebook. He makes a beautiful, and when I say beautiful, these are literally hand burned. Okay, it's not a CNC machine. He literally draws it out and burns it on by hand on these pieces of wood, and oh my god, it is beautiful artwork. And
It's
sorry,
awesome.
I'm not. Yeah, it is awesome.
It's awesome. It looks so good. I don't know how the hell he does that. It is awesome.
Oh yeah. I can actually show him too. Watch this.
While I'm thinking of it, because of the topic that I just spoke about,
go ahead.
If I will throw a disclaimer out. If you or someone you know is dealing with the thought of suicide, please reach out to somebody that you trust, or if you'd like to keep it anonymous, you could reach out to 988, and we can definitely get you the help that you need. If you're military, press 1. If you're non-military, my recommendation is follow the prompts.
Yep. No, that's awesome. Yeah, it's good. That's 100%.
Yeah. If you guys are, if anyone out there is currently suffering with any kind of mental illness thoughts, please dial 988. reach out to a friend or a loved one. I guarantee 9 times out of 10, they would much rather hear you complain, as people like to put it, than have to sit through a sermon and never get to talk to you again.
And I'll tell
We
you
would
one thing:
we
there's
would
no
much
shame,
rather hear your voice, and there
and there's no
should never
shame,
be any shame.
shame at all in that shit. Some
No,
people have that
absolutely
issue.
I
not.
was there.
They're insecure, feel like insecure about it. I think they're burdening people and complaining and shit. There is no shame at all in getting that shit out. None at all.
Yeah, I must say
None.
that's one of my biggest inspirations for becoming a personal trainer and doing what I'm doing now. Was there was a time during a very, very dark time, which this is something I talk about a lot, is when I lost my kids to CPS. I was ready to end my life. I didn't have anyone I could turn to that I thought. So I felt really weak, if you will. And don't ever think that just because you feel like you're going to be a burden on anyone, don't ever think that. I mean, I know the thought goes in your head, well, I don't want to burden anyone with my problems. But let me tell you, I would much rather you call me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And this goes for all my friends. And I know a lot of you guys know this. Call me. I don't care what time it is. If I don't answer, keep calling. Don't stop. Because I would much rather listen to your issues and what's going on with you than ever have to read or see that you didn't make it. So don't suffer in silence, please. I did it.
I would rather, learn to.
That went through a dark tune.
I would rather be, getting over being mad at somebody than learning how to, continue life without that person.
Absolutely.
Okay, real
Agreed.
quick, I'm trying to find. He always pops up on my page, so I'm looking all over
Well,
for him right now.
Real quick, I want to run over actually what Mohawk said. A couple of things he said. So someone wants to motivate, they need to lead by example. That's why if someone doesn't have what I want, I don't listen to what they say. That's dead on. That is like dead on. I
Facts.
love that because it's true.
Fucking facts.
And that's the thing is, people say, well, how do okay, well, you're sitting here talking. How do I know I want what you have? Well, you don't. Right. I'm not saying you don't know the person you don't know, but it's like as you get to know them, that's when you decide. But at the same time, it's like if there's somebody who's doing, and I don't want to sound like like an asshole here, but if there's somebody that's not doing as well as you, if there's someone that if you're here and this person's here, don't listen to their advice because they're here and you're up here. You need to look up here. So that's exactly what he said. It's completely true, completely right. Is do not listen to anyone that does not have what you want, because that's where a lot of people get screwed up. They take advice and they take, honestly, they take motivation from other people, and they take, different bits and pieces of people's lives when they don't have what they want. It really screws a lot of people over. So that was perfect. There you go. Yeah, there we go, right up on there.
These are some of Mohawk's artwork, guys. He is a veteran, so this is a veteran owned. Amazing artwork.
So
I believe
so
that's
awesome.
Fight Club, isn't it? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Oh
Fight
yeah,
Club.
man, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Hell
so
yeah.
good.
Like,
Yeah, look at
this
that
is his
shit.
artwork, guys. When I say his artwork is
Unbelievable.
amazing, it is beautiful. And like I said,
So
you can find him at Mohawk Wyatt Creations on TikTok. I believe he's working on other things, but
one thing that rather than say
Oh.
thank you for your service,
we're
I always tell people welcome home.
Whoops.
my bad, guys. Sorry.
My God, just throw a social security number up to you while you're at it.
I
Jesus.
apologize for that one.
God dang. Oh my
I did
gosh.
not mean to just put all your business out there, brother.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Here's the address, social security number, blood type. Here's the credit score. Here you go, guys. Take it all.
That got out of hand
Yep.
real fast.
Yep, this
You can also
podcast
find him
was
on
fun
that.
while it
I'll send you
lasted.
some of his work, Big Daddy. But anyways, guys, once again, we're talking about motivation, self-discipline. I wanted to throw my Mohawk's fellow veteran, brother in arms, and he does amazing work. Like, he has beautiful freaking artwork. I'm actually waiting to actually be able to buy. He's got a badass John Wick one, just so you know. And that's what I'm waiting until I have the money because I got to send money. I love this John Wick thing. And when I get it, I promise you it's going to be somewhere in the podcast. I promise you. But we're talking about motivation and self-discipline. Okay. Someone did bring it up over here on Facebook about accountability. Accountability is, in my personal opinion, the only motivator you should actually need. If you can't hold yourself accountable for what your goals are, then there's no point in it. Like for the longest time, I've been saying, "Oh, I want to do a podcast. I want to do a podcast. I want to do a podcast." And I've said it multiple times. Tuvets was always motivating me, trying to get me to do it. Well, let's go. Come on, we got this. Let's do this. You know, it wasn't until finally someone actually opened my eyes and made me realize that, hey, I'm not holding myself accountable to my goals, and I need to. You know, it was.
Well,
You just need to fucking do it. You know.
well,
You're either gonna
and
do it or you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, in all honesty, like accountability. So that's the thing is like accountability. Accountability, in my opinion, is the most important thing you got. Like that is when you can honestly, in my opinion, when you can take accountability for every where your life is 100%. That you can take accountability that like, okay, I am here because of me. That is literally the first step into actually growing because that is the
Yeah.
first step of your mindset
Gotcha.
shift because the hardest thing to do for anybody is to say, you know what, that's my fucking fault. And we all struggle with it. Well, I used to. Now
facts.
I don't give a shit now. I mean, I blame myself for shit I didn't even fucking do. I don't care anymore. I enjoy it. But like but seriously, but like if you think about it, if you can't hold yourself accountable for where you are, right? If it's everybody else's fault, everyone else's
Mhm.
fault, that means you literally can't change it. If everyone else
yeah.
is fucking you over, you can't change it. But as soon as you say, you know what, it is my fault, you can change it. Now, here's the thing. Yes, there are things that you can't control. There are a lot of shit that happened to, I'm sure, every same way in your past. You can't change what happened. Like people do shit to you. Okay. It doesn't matter with abuse or like, like sexual abuse, anything. It doesn't matter. When you're younger, even if there are things that happen that you have no control over. Okay. If someone, you get someone get an accident or something, hit you, you can't control that. But how you react to it, how you respond to it, the actions you take, that's within your control. Right. So yes, things happen that you cannot control. But at the end of the day, how you reacted to it is why you are where you are at this very moment. But when you can seriously say that, yeah, this is my fault. That's honestly that's the first step and the biggest step with this whole growth process and even the motivation. Because think about it, and it's subconscious, right? But if you know that you took accountability for where your life is, okay, right there, that is motivation for you to be like, you know what, I already did this. What else can I do? So you're kind of you've motivated yourself by saying, I already took the hardest step, so let's keep going. So you're motivated to keep moving. But yeah, accountability, that's the most important thing in this entire fucking process of growth is that.
Real quick, I wanted to say, Mohawk, I did send you a link. If you wanted to jump in, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to hear from you on your points of view on this. I think it'd be pretty cool. I think everyone else would love to hear it too. And if you'd like to jump in and show, if you'd like to jump in and show some of your artwork, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Once again, I will say this: Mohawk is a good friend of mine, and I'm trying to support him the best I can with his business as well. Now, that link should be good for any time we are live, Mohawk, just so you know. Just jump in. We'll see you down there and we'll bring you up. But
can you throw a link in for his stuff on there? Because I know someone was asking for it. Can you throw a link in there?
I don't have a link for his stuff. That's the problem.
Mohawk, if you have something you can type in there or something, or just a way to see your stuff so people can see it.
You're acting more like a paratrooper now. Thanks. Oh, you're good, man. If you have a link, Mohawk, if you could send it in the chat, that'd actually probably be the best way to promote your stuff. So
he looks confused.
All right, cool.
What happened?
His husband walked in.
My husband. No, my Discord just went off. But yeah, so here shortly, I would like to announce also here shortly, as soon as I can, I will be doing some fitness videos as well. I've got a few people that are going through their own personal fitness journeys. I'm not sure when we're going to start those videos, but I think those are going to be pretty amazing. Also, I'd like to thank everyone for being here, because like this is not, I'm not used to having 7 people on YouTube and a person on Facebook. Normally it's like, it's kind of cool. It really is.
He's gonna make them cry.
Well,
Yeah.
it
I
normally-
appreciate it. I'm just saying I appreciate it. But
It-
normally
It,
Rat
it
spandex.
normally happens the opposite. We have more people on Facebook than we do
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah, we normally it normally happens. We have more people over on Facebook than we do YouTube. Share his info on Veteran Businesses Day. I definitely will. Thank you. What's up, Duff? Welcome. No, not a good look for Rat. Hey, I wore spandex before I was in the military. You have to wear spandex under your short shorts that they give you.
Yeah, it's the thong that doesn't look good
What
on him. Trust me, I've seen that.
Army.
No.
Yeah. When you're in
No.
basic and AIT, yes, you have to wear those spandex shorts under those the PT uniform. Not even kidding, because they don't want to see your area.
We never
No
had
comment.
to use. We never had to use those.
Well, then I guess your guys like looking at your junk. Oh, that's another thing. Here shortly, I will also have FSB initiative, FSB Inc. on. Good buddy of mine, his name's Chad. Chaz. He'll be talking a little bit about what they do. I expect Ranger panties empowered mindset. Yes.
I can make that happen. Don't worry. You'll have some. You'll have some later. I get
We
it. I'll make it. I'll make it happen. Oh yeah.
Look, yeah. So there's a guy on TikTok. What the heck's his name? Oh God. He always wears Star Spangled. He wears American flag. Mohawk knows what I'm talking about. American flag shorts.
I'm thinking a party
What's
boy
up,
from
Jeremy?
Jackass.
What's up,
So-
Jimmy?
So my recommendation.
Yeah, the
if we
course
can-
don't get
if
those.
we can,
but still,
if we can make 200 sales of merchandise, or
I want brownies.
let's say 500 sales.
I said hi.
Do what?
I was talking to people over on Facebook. That guy said no hi for me. I said hi.
We'll come up with we'll make we'll make Nick do something crazy, dress up like a girl and go skipping.
No. Hey, first off, hey, hold up.
Skipping down Walmart. Singing
whoa.
Taylor Swift.
No, I am not singing Taylor Swift. First off, not gonna happen.
Yes, do it. Make it happen.
All right. Anyways,
Oh.
back to what I'm saying. Okay, I already owe. Okay, from a TikTok thing that I did, a fundraiser, I still have to dress and drag and walk around Walmart. Okay, I already have to do that. I ain't doing that again because I was supposed to do it last year and I still have yet to do it. I will do that. I gave my word I'd do it and I will do it. No thong. No thong.
Desert. This is what I gotta say. All
All right. Kick
Oh,
him
come
out.
on, dude, no.
And now his pink slip has
You
been
done?
given. He is terminated.
Are you done? Are you done? Because you do it again, I'll block you and ban you from the live for good. But for real though, motivation. Okay, the difference between, in my opinion, the difference between motivation, self-discipline, and accountability. I'm going to add accountability to that because it was brought up. Okay, accountability is actually holding yourself to your self-discipline, right? Holding yourself accountable to the fuck-ups you've done, right? One, you can't blame all the bullshit that happened in your past for who you are today, right? Okay, but having someone sitting there saying, "Oh, you got this, you got this, you got this," what's that going to change? Nothing. It's not going to change a fucking thing, right? But having the self-discipline to actually wake up in the morning, get your ass up and do what you got to fucking do, that's different. I have to worry about my bills every day, right? So I have to go to work. I have to pay the bills. I got 5 kids I got to take care of. So if I didn't go to work, what happens? I lose my job. I can't pay my bills. I lose my house. My lights go out and everything like that, right? That's, in a sense, self-discipline because I don't have to go to work. I don't need lights. I can go live on the street. I don't give a shit. Right? Anyone? Okay.
I'm
So-
agreeing, yeah. Yep. You
so-
got it, dude.
Go
With
ahead,
that said,
do that.
with that said, I am not a Swiftie. Two Vets is a Swiftie.
Not there.
Somewhere over there. But anyways, what I was saying is, no matter what, if and Mohawk said it best. He said it. Where was it? I know he said it up here somewhere. If someone wants to motivate, they need to lead by. Okay, yeah, I agree with that one. That's not the one I was looking for. There it is. Removing people's fear of something through motivation can be powerful. Yes, I agree. Fear is the most common and most powerful motivator. In my opinion, yes, it is. You're afraid to fucking lose your house. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to be motivated to get your ass to work, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying to blame others or try to control others, but you need to hold others accountable for their BS. And a lot of times that is to remove that access to you. I agree. There's been plenty of times, I'm a firm believer in you can forgive and not forget. In other words, I can forgive anyone for the wrongdoing they did to me. Does that mean they're going to have access to me? Hell no. They don't have access to me. I don't have time for your bullshit. So why would I give you access? No, it's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, yeah, like like you said, you got to hold others accountable too, right? But here's the problem with it is you can hold yourself accountable, right? And a lot of people can't do that. So if you obviously hold someone else accountable, they won't admit it, right? No one ever admits they're wrong, right?
Oh,
But I
no.
agree with what you said. So, but that's the thing is, yes, like you obviously you hold others accountable. Will it do anything without doing anything for you? No, it won't, because they have to accept it. So, but what he said,
Now we're
exactly what he
talking
said.
about self-accountability.
Yeah, but what he said, I agree with what he said, is remove their access. And that's the whole part of the growth is you have to get rid of everybody that cannot suit you for your process, for your growth. You have to. There's no other way around it. But as far as like the difference between, discipline and motivation and accountability, they're all separate. All of them are separate. Like in my opinion, I personally can't mistake one for the other, any of those at all. Like that's me.
I agree.
Because I see
No.
the difference in them, right? So when we're sitting there saying like, oh, what's the difference between discipline and motivation? Well, the difference is that one's discipline and one's motivation. They're completely, they all correlate with each other, right? But they are completely separate because they're all different steps. Now, if me, I would say the hard thing to figure out is the difference between motivation and your why. That might be a better way. Say what's the difference between motivation and why. But either way, it doesn't really matter. What happened now? What the hell was that?
I don't know what I did. That was a complete accident. I apologize for that.
We're having some hellacious times over here, man. This is my mic. You're just something wrong with you.
There's so many technical difficulties going on tonight. So I hope everyone's okay with the technical difficulties. We're still learning this whole process. Like I had a plan.
I think Nick
It's been
wants you
4
to
years.
sing
We should
again.
know by now.
4 years. We've only been doing this since last month.
I'm going by dog years.
Oh, okay. Well, Two Vets is here, so.
But anyways.
You're doing it again, asshole.
Hey!
But anyway, either way, it's all a process. It's all required to move forward, right? So it's at the end of the day, it's all of a mindset. It's all it is. It's 100% mindset. All of this shit is mindset. All of it, every bit of it, right? And without it, so if you can't hold yourself accountable, you're fucked.
Yeah,
that's the
you got
first
a shitty mindset. You're gonna have a shitty day, shitty week.
Hell, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. Welcome in, Jeremy Faxon. Sorry I didn't see you comment earlier. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. It's interrupting me now. I'm done anyways. I'm all upset.
No, go cry.
Oh man.
But anyways, so for those of you guys that are over on Facebook, I normally don't read the comments over on Facebook. Normally I'd send everyone over to the YouTube channel. I've been trying to read both. It's kind of hard. I'm still trying to get this whole thing going. It's kind of hard, but I'm working on it. But yes, Big Daddy, it is definitely a learning curve. So just so you guys know, we've been doing this, I think, how many weeks? I can't even remember.
You just said it a minute ago. We can't
Roughly about a month. Roughly about a month, okay? So we're still learning as we're going. I planned on putting a video at the end instead of us having to have Two Vets constantly jump in to say his thing. We had a video made for him, but it didn't work. 2 months? Okay, 2 months. That's cool.
What kind of a host are you? You don't even know how long you've been doing this. My God.
Look, if it's fun, you're never. All right, first off, if it's fun, you shouldn't know how long you've been doing this. Okay, I'm actually kind of impressed that I thought about a month. Okay, apparently I was a month off. That's cool.
Well, I will say this though. Out of all the people that would know like how long we've been doing this, Cassie is right. I mean, she's been here every
Cassie's
single.
been to everyone. And
Absolutely.
for those of you guys that don't know, Cassie is a friend of mine from junior high and high school. Actually, I've known her most of my life. So, like, she literally knows that this has been my lifelong goal. Not doing necessarily a podcast, but starting a business and starting to do things that can help people, not just. What was that?
I don't know.
He's like,
I'm back a second. As in, hold on a second. Go. You
He's
got
like-
talk.
Okay.
I
it's been
thought
a
you were over there
second.
dancing, bro. I thought he was over there dancing. But yeah, this has been a lifelong goal. And yes, whoever brought up the what was it, the Silkies or something like that, the merch. Yeah, I do plan on eventually having a clothing line, a fitness clothing line, and a casual clothing line. I do want to do that one day. I want to start getting into supplements. I've been talking to a guy from Alti about possibly getting into creating supplements that'll actually work for people, stuff like that. These are plans that are going down the road, right? But it takes time and it takes money to do that. So we also have a plan. I think the four of us have came up with a plan that we're going to eventually, hopefully, be able to have a boys' vacation with, where we all meet up.
Ew.
Well, you already said,
ew.
hey, you already said you and Not My Final Form are gonna be shacking up, and me
Yeah.
and T-Vets can have our
All
own,
right.
own,
I'm
own
cool with
room,
that.
so we're good.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm
But,
okay with that too. That's fine.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is we're planning on hopefully going to actually have videos with all of us together doing whatever we decide to do. We haven't really decided that. This is for maybe next year or a couple years from now.
Shit, I'm
But
saying
who
like
knows?
6 months.
I'm on the way
6 months.
now. I got my flight booked. I'm on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, well, looks like no.
Desert, it looks like you driving.
Ew. Never mind. I took that
Whoa.
the wrong way. I took that the wrong way.
Looks like
Whoa.
you driving to Oklahoma.
It's time to go.
Wait, who said we were going to Oklahoma? We were planning on meeting in Vegas.
Huh?
See,
Remember, guys, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you got to remember.
ADHD is going strong tonight. I promise you.
You got to remember.
The one time we all forgot to take our meds. No.
Yeah, I take mine. Haven't taken mine in like 3 days. It's a bad deal.
Not your final form and I both live in Oklahoma,
Dude.
so just saying.
Okay. And the host lives here in Muskogee.
Just remember, we can't get it. We can't do any roller coasters because we can make sure he can, tall enough to ride that ride type thing.
The
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's
So
that.
So Six
Hey,
Flags is out.
I'll, you know what? I will make you tall enough to ride that ride. I will hit you in the no square.
Look, we're not worried about me.
purse. I don't know you.
What the
We're
hell?
We're not worried about me being tall enough. We're worried about you, buddy. Believe me,
Yeah.
I'm tall enough.
You said you're like 5-0 earlier, so you're probably not going to be able to get on half the shit that Six Flags has to fucking offer. So
Just stand up on my tippy toes.
no fun.
5'1" and 5'2"
Yeah, I
and
was
heels.
just saying.
That sucks.
Good,
Can't
it's
take you
settled. We're all
nowhere.
meeting up here in Denver.
Let's do it. Denver's a
So-
cool place. They got cool
Look,
stuff
I
for
went to-
sale over there.
I went to Denver up. I believe it was this summer, and there's an area in Denver that you drive through it and it smells like sewage. And I'm not kidding.
Probably
I
that's
don't
all
know
the pot that's
Denver,
been
where it
burning.
is. No, like it smells like sewage, and I don't mean, yeah. But
Damn.
So-
Desert. I don't think you were in Colorado. You were probably driving through Sulphur, Oklahoma.
Probably.
no, it was Colorado. I didn't go south. I went west. But so really quick, because it's 9:53 and I actually have to get to work because I got my big girl shoes. You can borrow 2 fets.
Tell you what, I'll make them like I'll make
That
them
one's
look
going
sexier
up.
than you.
That one's going up.
Sweet.
So
Cool.
anyways, back to what I'm saying. I personally think that without having your own self-discipline, motivation does nothing. You know, having the accountability to actually hold yourself accountable, self-accountability, hold yourself accountable to the mistakes you've made, to keeping going and having that self-discipline to keep going on whatever goals you have, that's going to be what determines your success or not. You can have me, Kevin, Two Vets, not my final form, any of us sitting there saying, yeah, you got this, let's do it. Unless you actually put yourself there, you're not going to do it. You know,
No.
I like I said, 3-4 years I've been working on wanting to get this podcast going to motivate and inspire people. And you know what the problem is I wasn't ready for it because I didn't have the discipline and I didn't hold myself accountable to actually make it happen. You know, I chose to start doing Twitch, which don't get me wrong, I love playing games. I game still. Like Sundays are my gaming days. But the fact of the matter is, without having the self-discipline and realizing you want to change in life, you're never going to do it.
Absolutely not.
I'm waiting for one of you guys to say, I heard not, absolutely not. What about anyone else? Anyone else got something to say to that?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
All
not.
right. Well, it is.
I'm
It
I'm
is
trying to
9.
figure out. I'm trying to figure out how T-Vets has stayed in the same position the whole time. That's amazing.
I know, right? Like, and his dog is so well behaved. Look at that.
I
The
know
dog
it's
has,
unbelievable. That's a dog. That's a dog trainer right there. Look, he was standing with the dog for an
that's a
hour.
definite
Need to
good
move.
dog trainer. Speaking of which, Two Vets, go ahead and let's hear about that Battle Buddy program. You know.
So the Battle Buddy program it's a program designed for military veterans and their families to train their own dogs to become service dog teams. We meet roughly for about an hour. We go over the sit, the lay, the stays, go over the Canine Good Citizen program, and then once they graduate the Canine Good Citizen program, we work on tasking. Uh, that the dog would need to do, as a service dog from that standpoint. And, it's just helping the families and the individuals to get back to what feels like normal through the use of a service dog. Um, and since I'm already talking, I will go ahead and just segue into uh, our outro. We've had a great show. We've talked about
Yeah,
um,
it's been really great. I've been like,
we
oh,
I
we've
can't remember what
talked
we're
about
talking about.
we've talked about the difference between motivation, discipline, accountability, and many more topics. But which one is the most important to you? Uh, the challenge for this week, you know, find out what motivates you, and do you have the discipline to continue forward in doing what you were doing? I would also like to leave you with a quote from Stuart Scott uh, shortly before he passed away, roughly about 10 years ago in 2015. He was actually receiving one of the awards. I can't remember what award it was, but it
just
was
spit out the quote.
do what?
Spit out the quote.
Uh, it says, "Don't ever give up." Plain and simple. Don't ever give up.
Hell yeah.
That was it. That was it. Just don't.
That
I
was
mean,
it.
Don't ever
I
give up.
agree, James King. I agree. Someone else can knock you down. Only you can keep yourself down. So with that said, guys, remember, if you're falling on hard times or you're seeing something dark, just know that right on the other side of that darkness, that pain, that trauma is a breakthrough waiting to fucking happen. And only you can find that fucking breakthrough because only you can decide that I'm fucking done dealing with this shit. I'm gonna make myself a beast. I'm gonna make myself phenomenal. So in order to do that, you have to decide it. We can't do it for you. There ain't no fucking person on this planet that can say, hey, look, it's time for you to wake up.
It's time for you to get off your ass and get your shit done, because you can't be sitting here in this anymore. So with that said, guys, I actually do have to go to work. So Two Vets, go ahead and give that outro so we can get out of here.
Well, I was trying to do that, then you kind of cut me off. But I will say this, though. We
Fuck the
enjoyed
outro.
seeing you today. Don't forget to be awesome and know you're loved. And until next time.
Y'all take care. Good night.